Hello, Miss Laura.
Hey, good Thursday to you. That is
Good
confirmed.
Thursday to
Use the
you.
date.
Confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Laura and I were just saying yesterday how we never knew what day it was. We kept trying to tell each other stories and going, Monday? Did that happen
Yeah,
Monday?
no idea.
Was that
Just no idea.
Sunday? Yeah. But this means it's Thursday, and that is great.
Yeah,
That's
for
great.
sure.
Laura,
We
I
made
feel
it.
like we have to talk about your sweater.
Ah, yes.
Because for me, this is a warm choice for you. Usually
Yeah.
you're in a cooler fit.
Well, I am in a dress, which means no pants. So that's why.
That helps.
Yeah,
That helps.
yeah. But yes, I finished this Sunday sweater this week. We said so long to yoke along 2 weeks ago. And I had started this for yoke along. It was just kind of sitting around. And I was like, you know what? I started this and I know why I lost motivation. It's very plain. It's a plain Jane. It's very simple. But as a garment, it goes with literally everything I own. So I really wanted this like little workhorse to be done for us to
It
take
looks
to
great.
Iceland. Yeah, it's just the perfect little topper. And it was on Sleeve Island. And I just was like, I could wait till Sleeptember, which is every September. But I really wanted to take her with us in June. So finished her up. She needs a good block, but I'm very happy with it.
It looks great. And you have that styled over a dress.
Yeah,
I
I
love
do.
it.
Over my alder shirt dress from Green Lane Studio, little sleeveless number. I initially was gonna wear it with my completed heirloom cardigan and was like, you know what? I just finished this. Let's show it off. So
It's nice to wear a fresh fit,
it
especially
is.
for lives.
Well, I have a lot of my wardrobe easily accessible to me right now because it is Me Made May, and you
Yes.
are a annual Me Made May participant.
I do
You have
love Me Made May. I
Yes, you
do.
have Me Made May for the longest, and I think you're
Yeah.
the most consistent Me Made Mayor that I know. You're the mayor of Me Made May.
The mayor
Um,
of Me Made May. Yes.
so I that would mean that you made the beautiful top that you're wearing.
Yes,
Can you tell
I
us about
did.
it?
Well, I can because I just looked it up to make sure that I knew what it was. But yes, this is the patina top from Friday
So
Pattern
cute.
Company. Yeah, I really like her. I think I need another one of her because she is so cute. And now I did not like the sleeves on the original, so I just put elastic on the
Love that
bottoms
move.
of the sleeves. And oh, she's perfect. She is
Yeah.
perfect. Great for zooming. I
hmm
feel like with Zoom, I don't want to look at my own armpits for hours at a time.
Yeah.
So I like to cover them,
I think that's reasonable.
even in the hottest of hot. Yes, everyone has their limits for Zoom. Armpits, my own armpit. I can look at anyone's armpits at any point. This is my own weird hang up. I don't want to look at my own armpits. I don't want to do it.
Well,
So
no problem. And yeah, that's a great solution. That mimics that sleeve of the mod hue from
from
Seamwork that we
Seamwork,
both love, love,
yeah,
love.
that's a cute one.
So it's a great solution. I love it.
Yeah. I almost grabbed that today, but it's too short to wear with the shorts that I'm wearing.
Yeah,
Um, uh,
it's high
it's
rise.
she's high, which goes very well with all of my high pants. But this is
hmm
just a chill at home day for me. And I don't need to be in anything other than these elastic waist shorts, also from
So
Friday
cute.
Pattern Company. These are the sport shorts. I love them.
You do.
Um,
You are a
but
fan.
I do a little half tuck, Laura, because I
With
learned this
fashion.
yeah, fashion from Queer Eye, the new
Yeah,
Queer Eye. You
styling. The
just
French
half
tuck. The French
the
tuck.
French tuck. You half tuck it in, and that's an outfit. So that's what I have done today. Still need to take my Me Made May post for today, but I was working on a little recap because we hit the halfway point. Thank goodness. I have to say, it's been a little bit of a slog. I think because Instagram is terrible now. It barely works. It works so often, such a small amount of time that no one's really on it. So it's a little like throwing shit into a well and then
Well, it
waiting
certainly doesn't
for
work
the echo.
like it used to work for makers, I think. Like we used it in a very
No.
specific way to connect and find each other. And I think that
Yeah.
the trying to turn it into TikTok has hi Karen. Trying to turn it into TikTok has really ruined the functionality for us that used it for our communities. And it's a real
Yeah,
shame because
it is.
um yeah, I mean, I think that like actual posts are not prioritized. You have way more followers than I do, but our likes are about the same, so it's very strange. Um,
Yeah. Because I don't think people are you. Yeah, you're exactly right. People aren't using it in the same way that they did before.
well, and the
So
majority, even by Instagram's own numbers, like the majority of people now are just watching stories because that's really the only way that you can keep up with anybody you know, because your feed is just full of whatever. So the
yeah.
scrolling, I don't even scroll like I used to. I mean, I'm storying it up. Sometimes I'm directly going to profiles and like checking in.
Hmm.
But yeah, it used to be a much quieter platform. And now it's not. I like TikTok. I'm like the one person our age that likes it. But I don't need it in my Instagram. Like I like to go to TikTok for
Right.
TikTok. I don't need to see 2-week-old TikToks in my Instagram. It makes the platform redundant for me. So it's tough.
Yeah. As a non TikTok user, I also just want Instagram to still be Instagram.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
need it to be TikTok. I'm not on TikTok for a reason. Stop making everything about reels. If someone wants to put a cool vid up, put a cool vid up. I like a nice vid. I miss
And
Vine.
I'm more than willing to make a reel, but they have really not improved that user experience at all. The
It's
editing is a
detrimental to
nightmare.
my happiness.
Yeah, the editing is a total nightmare. I have to use a third-party app to do it, and then it won't upload. Like it's if you're going in this direction, you better make it a goddamn pleasure. And you're making it a less good version of TikTok. And I guess they're really
You don't need
banking
it.
on the ban. I mean, my God, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so it's
anyway.
frustrating, and I feel like that has been kind because it used to be so fun because more people did Me Made May, and so it was all these you'd see people's outfits and how they'd style things, and you learn about these patterns that you didn't notice right away, but somebody's cool jacket made you click through the
Yeah.
hashtag and find it. But now because Instagram is such a wasteland nightmare, it really does not it really is sucking the fun out of it for me this year.
Well, that's
Yeah.
too bad because you have been one of the biggest proponents of Me Made May over the years, and you always talk about how fun it is.
Yeah.
I've never heard you say that it's not fun. So there's a real tipping point this year, it sounds like.
Yeah, and
Just
I
and it's just from the
blame Instagram.
technology. Yeah, it's just
It's
the
the
technology
yes,
standpoint.
exactly. The tech is getting in the way of our fun.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I hate that. I hate that. But I'm sticking with it. I'm going to pivot my strategy. And I am going to I'm doing it. And I like to have the exercise of, seeing what's in the closet, what works for the wardrobe,
I still
all
like
this.
that for
That's
myself
fun.
too. Hmm.
Yeah. It's good to kind of, dust it off, especially this time of year in the Midwest, because we get to wear sweaters like Laura
Yes.
is illustrating. You get to wear the maids too, the fabric element to the Me Made May. So it's fun to turn over your wardrobe into summer, but still sneak in a few sweaters there too, and really use it to look at your wardrobe and where you are now with what you're wearing and what your lifestyle is. So I do really like the exercise, but yeah, Instagram really bumming me out lately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah, same, same. But I'm trying, yeah, but you had a good point about it because it started, Me Made started when we were in Germany together. And that it is, because you're always good to remind me that it is a good exercise to kind of assess your wardrobe as a whole, at least your Me Made
Yeah.
wardrobe. And yeah, it's helped me go through, pull things out, and kind of think about them. A couple of things I'm not reaching for either because they're just buried, or if that's just not really the style I'm going for anymore. So it is helpful in that way, whether or not
Yeah.
people actually see it. It's good. It's a good exercise for me. So that's
Yeah.
what got me on board for it this year.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't need Instagram. We don't need her.
Well, we just make our own social media. So
Make our
welcome to Laura
own.
Allison Party,
Yes,
which I do
exactly.
feel the feedback that we get when people talk about it being like the nicest place on the internet. I really think that there's a big part of that old Instagram feel to it that people really miss. So I am glad. So I think we're seeing like-minded folks in the comments just because that's what we missed. We missed that,
Yeah.
supportive, fun experience. Um, and just a place to get enthusiastic again and not be bombarded with ads for anything but our shit. So
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Well, you look great. Good to see the sweater, Laura. It probably feels good to get that off the work in progress pile. It's been
it
there for
feels
a little
good.
bit.
It feels
Yeah.
good. It was nice to finish something. Again, well, that's not true. I mean, I finished this too. So it's nice to just
Yes.
be on the finishing, keeping that momentum up for sure.
Factory.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, what else are you knitting on over there, Laura?
Well, tonight is my fourth class of the zipper sweater. Hilarious how this is like basically camouflaged
Oh, I
into the
can't
sweater I
see
just
it.
finished.
Is that a zipper
But
thing? Oh,
yeah,
thank God. I have
exactly.
freedom
But
within.
I'm ready to talk about zipper installation. So here is the top. It's just going to be a good old quarter zip. I have my zipper that will be installing in 2 weeks. But yeah, this zipper will go right in here. We are going to knit some facings tonight.
Is
It feels
that
really good.
zipper attached to lace?
This is a weird, I bought a pack of zippers on Amazon, and this is a weird, like, free gift with purchase that came in the pack. And I was like, this is a very strange, like, decorative zipper. And I just have come to terms with the fact that I don't care about this lace. I'm not really this kind of girly. So this will be super easy to sew through. Uh, because it'll be so bulky with my worsted weight knits. So this will be super easy to hand sew through because it has so many holes. So that'll all be munched up because you attach by knitting this little 5-stitch facing all the way down to cover the zipper tape. So it'll all be covered, and then it'll be a super easy hand sew because of all of its holes. So I'm
I
excited about
kind
it.
of love it, but that's such
Yeah.
a weird product because most of the
Yeah.
time that tape part is completely
Yeah.
hidden anyway.
Exactly. So I guess you could like bury the edge and then put this on top of something. I thought about it for a long time and then I was like, you know what? Ultimately, I guess you could make a little bag out of this, but this would just be if you went along, I guess you could sew down here. Anyway, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, this is not a longevity article. This would be pure decoration and be ruined very quickly. Whereas if I just put that inside the knitting, it'll last for longer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so Karen says bag making. Yeah. But again, this is just the plastic. This is just a plastic zipper. She's not super hardy. So for the way I use bags, not
Yeah.
interested. So
All
I
be
think she'll be
metal.
perfect for my little 3/4 zip.
I
Um,
love it.
and again working through stash, which I am trying to do somewhat successfully. But I got this yarn at Wisconsin Sheep and Wool last year. It's from Thistle Ridge Farm. It's just a good old marl
That looks
of
so
their.
good.
It's really great. I have had so much fun making this, and we're having a great time in the class. So that's what I've been focused on. And then I just accidentally cast on my vest a little bit early because I was trying to work from stash. And now this all just fell off the needle, so I'm putting it on the needles. But
No.
this this is the Sporty 45 vest from UU Yarns, and I tried to use yarn from my stash. I swatched it, and I talked with Maker Work Group on Monday. I'm almost there. I just need to put these last few stitches on the thing. I talked with Maker Work Group on Monday, and I was like, you know what? The heart wants what it wants, and I want this to be made out of You So Sporty. Really love Heather's yarn, and that's what it's written for. So I went to Evanston Stitch Works where they sell You So Sporty, and I picked it up. So I've started my little vest, and I'm gonna do a cream stripe. I was gonna do a saffron stripe, and I just looked and looked at it, and this is the vibe. So
Is it
that
just
I
the
accidentally started.
the one contrasting color?
Just the one, yeah, and then it'll be a series of different size stripes
Oh,
on the bod, and then plain all the way up. So I went with the pistachio. I know people were very invested on Monday Maker Work Group, but yeah, I cast that on in my classes this week, and it's been moving right along. So that's
nice.
plenty on the needles, but that's what I've been working on. What have you been knitting on?
I finished 2 sweaters in the past like 2 weeks. I finished my Bobble sweater, Luis, and I finished my Paul McCartney sweater
Yeah,
last
you
week.
did.
I just had like this much of that sleeve left before the live, so I finished that up too, which means that I could really dedicate my time to knitting my winter cardigan from Kelborn Woolens. I have a hilarious amount of pieces of this, Laura. This is
Oh,
one
Zoom
piece.
is, come on, camera. Come on, camera. Pick it up. There we go.
Hold on. I bet I can do this.
Much better. Yeah.
I needed to shed some light on the texture.
And thank
Uh,
God you did. So beautiful. And you said this is a future class that the people can
Future
take?
class. Yes, future class. This is one of 3, maybe 4 new classes that I'm going to teach coming up in the fall. So that is one fun thing about this, fun/challenging thing about this is there's not a separate button band. This is just the
Oh,
button
all
band.
right.
Like this is the edge that's knit. So this is the right front. This is the left front.
It seems like it would go by pretty quickly. That's the one beauty of piecing.
Yeah, but then you have a bunch of pieces. This is the back. This is blacked.
Incredible. Incredible.
Doesn't it look so good? Yeah, that's the back. And I have 2 sleeves also. I kind of have like basically a finished sweater. Then I have 2 sleeves. They're just in moss stitch.
Moving right along, though.
Moving right along. So next up, I'm just like kicking the can down the road on figuring out how to rewrite these raglan decreases, which is obviously the next step because everything is up until here. Like I have a fully finished sweater right across the armpit.
That's plenty of work, though. So gorgeous. It sounds like people
it's so fun.
that you've already told people to order yarn, so they're complying as usual. We love to see it.
Well, a challenge, the gauntlet has been thrown, more cardigans. And so when I saw this pattern come out in relation to the new Aran yarn that Kelborn Woolens came out with, I think in the fall, I was like, oh, that looks so good. The cable is so beautiful. The cable pattern is really cool. The pattern is a free pattern. So,
I mean, that's amazing.
A lot of help. Yeah.
Those Kelborn girls, like they've really got, I really wanted to start working on this vintage 45 pattern because it's the sport weight of it all. And then I want to hop into that Orla pattern, that nice bulky, as like a little reprieve. That was the other big motivator of finishing this. This was on a size 10, and everything else I've got right now is on like 3s. This was just a dream. What a treat.
Yeah. So that is the only thing I have right now on my needles, which feels really good. I'm going to try to push through. I got to get some work done on it. It's not just like sit back because I actually need to reconfigure the whole
Yeah,
raglan situation. But yeah, with this looming trip to Iceland, I should say extended stay that we're going to be taking in Iceland,
that's
Laura.
right.
I got to get a lot of shit done before then. So I'm on a knitting course.
That's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is 3 weeks away, as Maya is saying, which is a little bit wow. But exciting stuff. Everyone's excited, and that is the most important thing.
Yeah.
So on
I'm
your to-do
excited.
list, is it mostly knitting, or do you also have sewing to-dos going
I
on?
do have some sewing. I do have some sewing to do. Speaking of, I really need a new bathing suit for Iceland. I have
Mm,
cut it. I was thinking about doing it today, but I don't know if I have the motivation to sit at the sewing machine. That's going to happen. You know, cutting is the hardest part. Here's a little piece of my fabric. I have figured out that this is the tie.
Looks like it could be a lot of things, but okay, it's a tie. I love it.
Done. I
Yep,
just tie
perfect.
a boob up. Done.
Wow. Yeah,
Perfect.
I have like 3 steps to go on this swimsuit. This is a whole bag of swimsuits. The guts of this are not pretty, but I think this is my swimsuit for Iceland with the little skulls on it. But
Love
as you
it.
can see, still need to do the legs. And it is a motivation issue. It is definitely a
Yeah.
motivation issue. But so
With 3
far, I
weeks
mean,
of fire on our asses, that's a little bit motivating right there.
for
Yeah.
sure. And I was thinking of trying a second one of these, and it could still happen. But because this is basically scrap, this insane skull print, I don't really mind that it'll go into the hot springs, which can really chomp away at beautiful sewing fabric, at beautiful swimwear. So maybe this will just be the one. So
I
it's
love
out of the
it.
bag. It's so
People will
fun.
be able to find us at the Blue Lagoon with
Hell yeah.
me in this cheetah print and you in those skulls.
Yeah, no kidding. So we'll see if I've got time for another, because there may be a little bit extra of that cheetah print left over. And people love twinning, but we'll see. But yeah, the swimwear is on my to-do list as well, just for good fitting one piece. That is sort of the goal for me for the summer. But I
Nice.
love the cheetah print that you're rocking. It's gonna be so cute.
I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be fun. I sat here yesterday and finished making cushions for my porch. Laura and I went, and Shane came too. It was Shane and Laura's journey. I just came along for the ride to get flowers and stuff. So we planted all the flowers yesterday on our porch.
Good.
Great. I finished the cushions. Sewing cushions is very hard.
Yes.
It's like you're wrestling and sewing. So that really took a lot out of me yesterday. So I'm still in recovery. Obviously, I'm still in recovery.
Well, that's fair. That's a lot. That is
I
a whole
I do
lot.
I do like how comparatively small the swimsuit will be next to giant cushions for my big
Great perspective.
deck chairs.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice.
I had to stop to fix my serger, and I've done that now. So then it's just like then getting ready to sew again. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Motivation.
It's tough. It's tough. Yeah. But the motivation will be here. It'll
Yes,
come. Maybe just not today.
for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the things that I'm focused on right now. And I am glad. I feel ready. I feel like I'm in a good place.
Good.
To keep knitting away. Yeah, Iceland will be here before we know it, which is going
Mhm.
to be so fun. And I'm going to be in a cheetah print bathing suit, one way or the other. It's going to happen.
Amazing.
Business talk
Business
with Laura
talk.
and Allyson.
That's right.
Business talk. Yeah, we launched our fall retreats
We did.
Tuesday. And y'all were very pumped about the Harvest Dream retreat, which sold out in like 2 hours. So very exciting, very exciting. And we're about half full on the knitting and natural dyeing retreat that's going to be in the first weekend in October. So if you are looking to vacation with us and learn a thing or two about dyeing with natural occurring elements, which I still am amazed at how this
Yes.
works. I've seen it many times at this point, and I'm still like, that's amazing. Who came up with this? Who figured this out? Grab a spot and join us. It's going to be a great time.
Yes, it's that thing where you may not think you care about it, but it turns out you actually do. So you should get on board. And just to tease for next week, some business for next week, we are going to be doing a local staycation dye studio, indigo only, dye day for August. So if you are not able to join us for a whole weekend in South Michigan, you can join us in Chicago for one day indigo intensive, we're going to call it. So get excited for that. Details coming next week.
That is intense.
Mm-hmm.
Intense. Indigo is very wild. Watching that come together, again, I don't understand it, but I am very interested in it.
Fascinating.
So yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good. Keep an eye out. Laura, you got anything else cooking over there?
Well, another piece of business that is relevant to party members, new music league this week.
Yes. I love the first theme. The first theme is animal songs.
So fun.
Yes, so fun. Some people really went for it. Others just picked the most obvious songs starring animals ever. But that was a pretty good playlist, I thought, Laura. Only really one intense skip for me.
Ooh, this is call out culture. Which was it?
I Hate Savage Garden with a fiery savage passion so much. And I feel like that animals, why? For obvious reasons, it is terrible. And that stupid animal song is so bad. A+ skip for me. Ugh, yucko.
I don't know. There was a lot of 70s adjacent stuff that I thought might elicit that reaction from you more than Savage Garden. You tend to look kindly on the 90s, so that's where I'm surprised. But
yeah, Savage Garden has that aged well, and I really hated that song when it came out.
I don't think I remembered it. I don't think I remembered it, but I had a non-reaction to it. I did not vote for it, but I had a non-reaction.
You're just like, whatever. This is fine.
Yeah. That's okay.
That was my only skip. I thought that it was very fun. Very fun.
I am very glad to see Rock Lobster at the tippy top. I freaking love the B-52s, and I think Rock Lobster is great. I like myself a lot.
Yes. Yeah, that's a banger. Yeah, it's great. So
it's also interesting strategically because we have a bigger group this time, I think. And so it's interesting to see how the voting will play out. Very exciting.
I know. You kind of have to learn people's things. Learn you know, what they react to, what their hearts say. I liked I think the song that has the second most votes is the original Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog song, right?
Yeah.
From Big Mama.
It's so great.
We had to look that one up last night. I was like, is this the cover? Where did this song come from?
No. Yeah,
we read about it last night out of the porch. It was great.
Yeah, the original is so good. It's not Sister Rosetta Thorpe, right? It's another woman.
Mama Cass, right?
No.
Bass? Mama Bass?
Thornton. Mama somebody.
Thornton?
Okay, that, but it isn't Sister Rosetta Thorpe. It's another singer from the era. Okay, Mama, somebody. If you know, share in the comments. But yes, not Mama
It's
Cass,
great.
not Mama
Look it
Cass.
up.
I know for sure it's not Mama Cass. But yeah, and then the third is a cover of When Doves Cry from the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack, which is so great, like so great. So it's been fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one. So if you're in the party, those playlists get shared. I don't actually think I've done it yet, but I will. I promise. I'll share that one. I have to get on a new schedule because I shortened it up a little bit this time.
Which is
I
nice.
don't have,
I
yeah.
love that. More to
Let's keep
look
it
forward
moving.
to.
Yeah,
More
let's
to
keep
look forward to.
yeah. Anything else going on, Laura?
I think those are the big ones, but that's plenty. So if you are on the fence, have been thinking about joining us for Staycation Dye Studio, or Staycation Dye Studio or the Knitting and Natural Dyeing Retreat in October. Get things together. Those are going to sell out pretty. We're doing really well. We did great on Harvest Dream, and we're doing really well for natural knitting and natural dyeing. So I hope you can join us. Do it.
Do it. It's gonna be great. All right, Miss McDougal, what you been watching? What you been doing while you're knitting
Well,
away and finishing your sweater?
all I have been doing is watching Welcome to Wrexham on FX, and I feel like I need to hold back because I've started behind you what you've been watching of it, and now I am ahead. So I don't want to do spoilies. But Welcome to Wrexham is my brother has told me no less than three separate times that I should be watching this. And I loathe to admit he was right. It's so good. It's so,
I
so, so,
only
so
had to
good.
tell you one time to watch it.
Yes. But I was thinking it was like a just one and done documentary. So I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't realize how many episodes there were, which has been so great for knitting and sewing. So it's been great to just have on. It is the right amount of stakes. It's the right amount of funny. Small town charm. I'm loving it. I'm
Yeah,
loving it.
good. Yeah, like Laura said, I started it before, but I have to wait for Shane to watch it, which is always a challenge because he works late and he goes
Hmm.
to bed early, which means that we have a very little amount of time to watch television together. And also, it's baseball season, so we can only watch it when there's no baseball on. So we just started last night. We started season 2. So that was nice. But about 7:45 rolled around and Shane Simmons just had to go to bed.
Big
So we
day.
could
We
only
had a
see him
big
for
flower day.
yeah,
So
it was a big day. Yeah, he
what's
planted
a
all
guy
those
to do?
flowers. So he really had to go rest.
What's a
Um,
guy to do?
but yeah, it is great. I was observing that sometimes with documentaries about sports, they don't understand what is interesting about the
Mm,
sport. They focus on the things that are like right or like good about the sport, which doesn't necessarily make it interesting. And I feel like with Wrexham, they don't get bogged down in the rules of
mhm.
soccer, which are very boring and
Yeah.
not interesting at all. They go right for what's interesting about what's going on with the town and the history of the town. They pick a lot of characters who you're
Yeah.
rooting for, even though if you met them in real life, you would hate them passionately.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel that way about one person in particular, not a player, but yeah.
yeah, and so they really know, and they really know what's sweet about it. Specifically, the relationship between Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney they're so sweet together, and watching them
Hmm.
just like love each other is very sweet. It's very heartwarming. So yeah, I think the documentary style show as a whole is great
Yes.
because no one's trying to explain to you what the rules of offsides are.
Right. Which and I'm
Irrelevant.
now most of the way through season 2 and they still haven't, which is so nice. But instead they continue to build on what they did well in that first documentary, which like they have a whole like they had a big part of an episode in that first season talking about they had a majority of people affiliated with the team for a long time were just volunteers because the team was almost insolvent like a million times. So people were just volunteering hours and hours to be at this football club, to keep it going. And one of whom was a woman in a wheelchair, and she was sort of their disability services coordinator. And one of the first moves they made that the management under Rob and Ryan made was to hire her. And she puts together like the first North Walesian wheelchair soccer team. And it's just, and they build on that in the second season and talk about the football club as a whole. And it's just like, and they talk about women finally, and the women's teams. And it's just like they are getting it. I think they're taking kind of Ryan's journey, being like, I don't care, I don't know anything about this. This is just vaguely interesting, to becoming a fan. Like, you're on the same trajectory, and I think it's really, really fun. So definitely recommend it.
Yep. Yeah, same. One of my favorite parts was when, undisputedly, Ryan Reynolds is very handsome. But when he was standing next to David Beckham, you're like, oh, excuse me, Ryan Reynolds, can you just move out of the way? Because the King of Handsome is here.
That was so fun. I also liked when he was like, there was a very dramatic game, and I liked what he was asking David Beckham. He's like, should I go talk to him? Like, it was like trying to gauge how appropriate it was for him to go. And David Beckham was like, you should probably go.
You should probably go down there. Yeah, you should. And David Beckham's, of course, just like at this like minor league.
Oh my God.
Playoff game, like in the most beautiful suit ever, the most beautiful man that's ever existed.
Yeah,
and then
fabulous Turkish hair transplant, like just really looking, just the most tasteful plastic surgery you can have.
He just looks like $1 million. So much so that you're used to seeing very attractive people on the show, because also football players are all very hot. But David Beckham shows up and you're like, auga, auga, auga.
Man,
like,
when they bring on,
stopping your tracks.
Truly. But when they brought on, because I thought there were a lot of just handsome, tiny young children playing on that team for a long time. And then they brought on that Ollie guy, that 6'5".
Ollie Palmer. Yeah.
Woo! Hubba. I was like, wowzers. I can't look at the screen sometimes when Ollie Palmer's running around. I'm like, he's like a foot taller than everybody out there. You're just like, wow.
It's very
wow.
Sweet. Very sweet. So come for the heartwarming tales.
Stay for the hunks.
Stay for the hotties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stay for the hotties. But yeah, that was really good. And I liked the boy from Game of Thrones. Jon Snow. Is that a person?
Yes.
He was there, and he was like, growing up, David Beckham was my hero. I cannot talk to him. He was like hiding away from him because he was too scared. It was very sweet.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Totally
I wouldn't be able to talk to him either. I would just be crying in the corner. Too hot. Get him out of here. Yeah.
Totally fair. I think it's they do a nice job of kind of explaining why Rob McElhenney would be interested in this random team from Wales too. So making the connection with his like sports fandom as a kid, I think it's great. I really enjoy it. And it's that, going back to David Beckham, I think in a previous episode I talked about how I watched the Beckham documentary, the like 3-parter on Netflix, and I can't tell you that it's good because they don't really, there's nothing super revelatory. He just was a soccer machine. But he is so handsome, and was the most handsome man of the 90s and 2000s. It is just a pleasure to watch from start to finish just for the footage. So I still recommend it because I'm just like, God damn, he's so handsome. So
yeah, so hot. Yeah, that's the 5-star review for
agree.
Welcome to Wrexham. David Beckham is very hot.
Oh my God.
He's in one episode of 18.
Incredible.
Of the first season.
Yep. And by contrast, King Charles does not looking great. So
I know. He was very excited to be there though.
He was.
His Always Sunny in Philadelphia joke was funny.
It
Yeah.
was, and then
Yep.
they muted everything from that moment on. I was like, probably good, probably good. So
Yep. Yep. It was sweet. So yeah. So if you're looking for something to binge, it is on Hulu. 2 thumbs up.
lots and lots of episodes. So take a look.
Yeah. So many, never ending almost.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of baseball, Allison, how what's the drama? How's it been going? Any
Oh
big
my God.
sagas?
Not really. It's it's early. You don't want to get too
Mm,
invested in May.
that
You
seems
don't really
wise.
want to get too in the weeds with it. I do feel very strongly that the Chicago White Sox, of
Heard
our
of them.
hometown, they are the worst team in baseball.
Hasn't that been the case in a relatively recent previous season as well? Oh
Yes,
dear,
they're very
that's tough.
bad. Yeah,
That's
they're
tough.
very bad. And they want our fair city to buy them a new stadium.
I really hope that Mayor Brandon Johnson really sticks to the no fucking thank you on that. No thank you.
You gotta earn it, guys. Your
Yeah,
stadium is fine.
yeah.
Get
Call
over
Ryan Reynolds. I mean,
it.
like
Yeah,
come up with some other funding. What I'm
yeah.
saying.
Some other Jay Pritzker was like, not on my watch, bub.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's got to be
So
some other uh, DC superhero that with money lying around. You can figure it out.
I know that would be a lot, but that's why they're asking our fair city to foot the bill, to move them closer to downtown, with a brand new stadium. It's just not going to happen. That team is terrible.
Do y'all want Soldier Field?
Yeah, I know. You can get it for a song.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's closer.
Look at me solving problems. Bingo
Yeah,
bongo.
right. I would rather go to whatever they call Comiskey now than go to Soldier Field. It's an
Yeah.
easier commute. Just
Mm-hmm.
pop me off the red line. It's right there. You pop me off the red line by Soldier Field. I still have to walk a mile to get there.
I've got a good mile plus. I got a mile plus.
Yeah,
But
it's not happening. Yeah.
you take it or leave it. That's the option. We have a fully built stadium, but we just replace the sod. I
No
think
one
I
wants
think
it.
it's a win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one wants it. So yeah, so not a whole lot going on. Poor Mike Trout's injured again. Poor guy.
Mm.
Actually, his team's so terrible. The Angels are so terrible that they said, well, you could just be our designated hitter and not have to be in the field, or you could have season-ending surgery. And he said, I'll take the surgery. Bye. Yeah, that was a major diss. Oh yeah. So
No,
those are
for
the
love
only
of the
those are
game
the
on
only
that one.
headlines. Yeah, those are the only headlines. But I'll be sure to keep you posted, see what happens. Mid-June, right up until the All-Star break, that's when things start cranking. But,
Sounds good. Sounds good. But of course you've kept up your watching schedule. This has not decreased the amount you're watching.
Oh, no, absolutely not. This is just a normal amount of baseball that's happening right now. Nothing's like there's no high drama. The cream is rising from the top. There's a few low liars that aren't going to make it back. But we'll see how this goes.
Love.
It's a long season.
That's what they say. That's what you tell me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. We're not even a third of the way through. You can't get too excited. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I wish I
over there, Laura?
No, I mean I wish I was had more diversity, but I just really have locked into this Wrexham stuff and kind of taken over.
Yeah, I wish I could, but this is a group family activity that I have partaken in. So
I rewatched the Amy Winehouse documentary because I have been so disappointed in the previews for the film of her biopic. Yeah, man, she was really failed by so many people. It's wild. It's really wild. I just really that was a tough pop culture time in general. And it is crazy just how young 27 is a very young age. And I think at the time, because I was closer to that age, was like, what a rich full life. No. That's just so terrible.
It's a little baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a baby. And I just kept thinking, like, just as an artist, what she would have evolved into. I like that would have been so interesting to see. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah. I'm
don't
not gonna
think,
catch that movie with the 10-foot pole.
no, I just don't think they're gonna, if they can barely get the styling right. I just don't know that they're gonna know what's interesting about that story. I don't know that I trust
Yeah,
them.
but that documentary slaps.
It's so good, so devastating, but uh, very well done and really shows her talent. Um, yeah, and it's interesting. I feel like we've talked about this previously, where it's like sometimes when like there's a big cultural phenomenon, it can be easy to be like, oh, that didn't age well, or oh, that's really lame now. But like that Back to Black album, I listen to constantly and just absolutely holds up. And like she has footage of her just like writing on the notepad and like going into the booth and recording it, and it's the songs, and it was just a weekend. And I'm just like, God, that talent. Oh, what a shame. What a shame.
Yeah,
So
what a
I spent
shame.
time thinking that and then thinking about soccer.
Well-rounded. That's a
Yeah,
well-rounded
football.
week.
Foot,
Yes, football.
football.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think that's all you need, really. Deep reflection on the failure of women in our culture, and the celebration of sports and how it brings people together.
Yes, and it wasn't a failing on her part. I feel she was
No,
preyed upon and failed by the men in her life. So.
everyone around her. Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Poor girl just needed a hug and maybe a little break.
Yeah, and to not have her dad manager. So that talk about a tale as old as time. Get those dads
Yeah.
out of there.
Get those
Jeez.
dads out of there. Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be my first advice to literally anyone. Just
Hmm.
go hire someone to do their
Yeah.
job.
Let's get those dads off the payroll. Let's do that. Let's do
Get
that.
it away.
Give them
Get
an
it away.
allowance. Put them in their place.
In front of the soccer.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. Get them in front of get them in front of the soccer of the television.
Yep.
Oh,
Perfect. Well, I feel like we did it. I feel like we did the thing, Laura. I
I
feel like we
agree.
wrapped it up.
I agree.
Yeah.
We were
I like
basically an
it.
ad for Welcome to Wrexham. But I stand by it.
I
Even
wish
as a
we were on
non,
the payroll.
yeah, for sure. Even as so, Ryan and Rob will look forward to our free jersey in the mail. But
I would love
even
it.
if,
TikTok. That's full
yes,
circle. Yeah, right there.
TikTok,
That's full
exactly. I
circle.
like
Even
that
TikTok.
away jersey in particular, that light blue. It's a yes
Yes,
for me.
that's
I'll take a
great.
scarf.
I'll
All
even
good,
take
all good.
that season's. That green, that was very nice too.
Yeah, with a little
Yeah.
lacy. Yeah, I'm into it.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah,
into
I'm
it.
into it. Um,
But yeah,
so
even if we're non-sports fans, they know what's interesting and good, and it'll get you in there. It'll get you invested.
yeah, it's very fun. Laura, next week we are going to
Yes,
be live,
yes, we are.
and then we're not going to be live for another like 3 weeks because we're going to
Yeah,
be in Iceland.
correct.
And you're going to be at camp.
That's right. I'm off to
Um,
Hoosier Burn Camp.
so
But
after burn camp.
this full circle moment, you can keep in touch with all of our goings on by following us on Instagram and interacting with us over there. We will also be checking in on the party, doing all the things, but Instagram is still a great source to keep up with ya girls. So head on over there. Not too late to give us
Just
a
have to
like.
dig through a lot of shit.
Yeah, just go direct
Um,
to the profiles. Allyson
yeah,
Dykeisen, Laura _A_ McDougal, and check all our shit out. You'll love it.
yeah, we love it. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your Thursday, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.